Hey, folks, it's Dave here. Yeah, it's late. It's late here on the East Coast. I'm staying up late tonight because what I need to do is I need to get all my jerseys washed tonight because tomorrow I'm actually on a kind of vacation type thing, if you will. I don't have to go back to the rink for a week. I shut everything down for a week. I've had enough. It's been a nightmare. This job's been a nightmare lately. It's an old building and it's falling apart. Tonight we didn't even have a scoreboard for our game tonight. Yeah, we played 2 games. The scoreboard broke, and we went the rest of the night without a scoreboard. So I see. I'm tapping my fingers right now. So it's like I'm done. I says I'm taking my vacation just in the nick of time. That's kind of what I told him tonight. So anyway. So I'm going to be heading down to Connecticut tomorrow for a pre-Digital to Dice Con. I'm going to meet Mike down there at the hotel. We're going to scope it out, and I'm bringing down my laptop. See, it's real messy over here. You can barely see it, but that's all that wire. That's all my laptops and cameras and microphones. And so I'm going to get down there and set up and test out a few things, if you will. I want to kind of see if everything's going to work like I think it's going to work, if there's anything that I need to do. So I want to get down there tomorrow and check it out, make sure there's no surprises. I want to, get some video of the room, kind of envision how we're going to set it up, and just kind of get ready, because that's what I am. I'm a planner. I'm a planner. I should have been a planner. So, yeah, so as far as that goes, I want to make sure that everything's all set, and I'm not going to have any surprises. That's kind of my goal tomorrow, is no surprise at all, as they say. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Today, though, well, I'm going to try to salvage my day, because my day didn't go well today. Finally works out of the way, so that's all done. So I'm going to try to salvage the day with, what do we got here? Oh, here we go. Let me come overhead. And this is what we got with an unboxing video. Dun, dun, dun. Yep, here we go. So this came in today. And along with a few other things, I had some people send me some things for the raffle, for Digital to Dice raffle, for the giveaway bag. So we got a few things that come in the mail today that I'm really looking forward to. So here we go. Let's open this up. And let's see what's on the inside. Oh, here's my little invoice. All right, let me just make sure. Yep, it's kind of what I ordered. So let's go. And let's see what's inside the box. Well, you kind of knew right off the top that it's going to be Appa, right? I ordered this last week. Came in pretty quick, actually. I ordered this early last week, and it's kind of, took a week, maybe less than a week to get here. So, well, that gives it away, right? Anaheim, that gives it away. So, what do we have here? So we have 2007, 2008, and we have 2017, 2018. So that's what we have here on tap today. Now, let me zoom in here so we can get a better look at some of these things here. And we're going to start with, I'm not going to go through everything tonight, but I'm going to start with this one right here. So this is the 07, 08 set. And, of course, why I got this, oh, look at the tape. This must have been sitting there a while. That tape's pretty brown. This one must have been sitting around for a while. So, as you know, Ovechkin, had his great season here this year, breaking the record. And so, oh, yeah, these are pretty bent. These are old. These have been sitting around a while. Oh, boy. So, Ovechkin broke it. So, I said, something, I'm going to pick up some Ovi. And we're going to play some Ovi. And so I picked up this one here, 07, 08. So let me see what I have here. So we're going to go just through a few here. Oh, this is interesting. So, this is weird. It's kind of out of order. Oh, no, it's the goalie. Never mind. So we have, Jiggy is the goalie. Let me zoom in a little bit more. And we'll take a good look at the Cads. Alrighty. Hang on, I got wires hanging everywhere. All right, so we have, these are the goalies, Jaguar and Hillier. Or Hiller, Jonas Hillier. So that's, again, this is 07, 08. I didn't realize Dougie Waite was on this team. But Dougie Waite's on the team. See how they're a little bent here. So I'm going to have to get them on the table and stretch them out. Again, they're brand new, so they'll bounce back for me. So here's Anaheim here. I really don't know. Oh, there's Solani. Yeah, so this should be a fun set to play. So you got Solani here on the Ducks with Dougie Waite, Matthew Schneider, Bobby Ryan, Chris Pronger on the Ducks. Holy cow, there's more people on the Ducks than Corey Perry. Wow, this is a pretty good team. How did they do? All right, I need to check this out. All righty. I'm ill-prepared for this unboxing, by the way. It's late at night, and I'm just washing jerseys right now. So let me go to my 07-08 season. So I'm getting a little bit more jazzed about this season. I really am. So Anaheim was second place, 47-27. They made the playoffs. 102 points, though. That's pretty good. Right? 102 points. That's pretty good. So they got some names on here. I think if Niedermeyer, so Scott and Rob Niedermeyer. Oh, this could be a fun set to play. Now that I'm thinking about it, this could be really fun. Even this, I don't play much Anaheim here. Brad May, really? Mayday? Brad May's on this team. Todd Marchant. Getzlaff. Oh, wow. There's some names on this team. Todd Bertuzzi. Holy cow. Wow. Okay, I take back what I said. This might be a fun set. This might be a fun set. All right, so let me. I might as well put them right in the envelopes right as I walk them off here. So we'll put Anaheim away. I didn't expect to do every team, but I'm starting to see some names here that's getting me kind of excited about this season here. All right, so there's Anaheim. We'll put Anaheim over here, and now we'll get to our next team, which is. We have two teams here. Oh, wait a sec. Okay, this is messed up. All right, so I have a loose guy from Anaheim here. This goalie here is kind of loose. So we'll put him over here. Hopefully this set's going to be okay. It's off to a rough start, but we'll figure it out. Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta still had a team. Now, I don't know if I really want to go through Atlanta here, but the Atlanta Thrashers were still in the league at this point. They only had a few more seasons left, and they had a few people on here. Oh wow, they have a lot of people. Okay, we're gonna go through. So we might be extending this video here. Sorry, sorry, not sorry. You know. So there's a goaltender, Pavlik, Johan Hedberg for Atlanta, and Lettinen. I've heard of them. Zhitnik, remember Zhitnik? I think he was big with the Sabres, right? So he's over here. Don't know him. Don't know Boris. Some of these guys I just don't know. Look at that. Mark Recchi. I didn't realize Mark Recchi was on the he was on the Atlanta Thrashers before he came to Boston. That's kind of neat. As David C. comes by, thanks for the safe travels. Yeah, I'm gonna take a ride down there tomorrow. I'll have dinner with Mike. And scope out the room. Brought my laptop. I loaded up some things. I put OOTP on there. So I'll play some OOTP down there this weekend, as well as a few other things. And Joe got his app of golf. And let me know what you think about that, Joe. I need to go back to that this summer. I got it, it was last summer or the summer before, and I had a real hard time with it. And so I need to go back to it, and hopefully it'll make more sense. Most games do make more sense when I get back to them. I saw that Round Trip Baseball is heading to beta from Stone Mountain Press. Yep. He's got some fun games. He really does. All right. Let's get back here to the Atlanta Thrashers here. Popovic, Perrin, McCarthy, Brian Little, Kozlov, I don't know. There's Ilya Kovalchuk. So we all know Kovalchuk, right? Ken Klee sounds familiar. Bobby Holik. Okay, there's another guy. Let's go on here. Exelby. Polton and Holmes. Well, there's a handful of guys. I gotta say, that wasn't terrible. There's a handful of guys here in Atlanta. And if I just give them a little bend, they'll get back, and they're almost pretty straight. So this must have been sitting around. This set must have been kicking around. So I'm glad I got it and get it off this shelf, and I'll put it on my shelf. Right? Okay. So we have Anaheim and Atlanta. Oh, and I do have the Chris White is going to send me some envelopes of this, or I bought some envelopes from him. So that will be that will be on the horizon, so we'll have another unboxing for that. But yeah, these cards are sitting around for a while. I need to bend them out here. And almost got them straight. There we go. Okay. So let's see who we have here. So we have Tuukka Rask in the net, Manny Fernandez, and Alex Old. How much did they play? Well, Fernandez only played 4 games and they carded him. That's kind of neat. Now, Fernandez come over from Minnesota. Timmy Thomas. Wow. Oh, wait. Timmy Thomas. So they had 4 goalies carded. Look at that. And so Rask played. Oh, Rask only played 4 games. 2-1-1. Interesting. I did not realize that. So, yeah. So the Bruins had 4 goalies. All right. So I'm looking at the team here, and yeah, they carded them all. Even Rask and Fernandez, who only played 4. Yeah, that's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. All right, so this team here, I should know a lot of the guys on this team. Again, I'm going reverse order just so I can keep them in alphabetical order. So we have Dennis Wideman, yep. Aaron Ward, Sean Thornton. He should have a lot of penalties on here, I would think. Well, he's got a 34, 33, or 37. I don't know what that is, or 39, but it's probably not good. Marco Sturm, I remember he come over here, and he was supposed to be the next big thing. I think we traded Joe Thornton for him. Stewart, yeah. Sabatka. Schaefer, I don't know. Mark Savard, yeah. Got cut short, unfortunately. Glenn Murray. Glenn Murray, quick Murray story. He was with Boston, and I want to say it was a little before 07-08, maybe like 03-04. We went to a Bruins game, and they asked me to go on the Zamboni. And so I had to take the elevator down, and I got on the Zamboni between periods. But they brought you right up to the glass, right at the Zamboni door, so you could watch the end of the period. And I remember Glenn Murray coming over and crashing into the glass right in front of us. And I remember looking up, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's a giant. Now, I know he's on skates, but I'm like, he still was a monster. And I just never forget that. The puck come in the corner, Murray come over, crash. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's a beast. Glenn Murray. Metropolit, don't really know. Lucic, he was with the Bruins at that point. Lashoff, I don't know. Krejci, 07-08, David Krejci could be kind of fun. Phil Kessel, Phil the Thrill, remember Phil? He was with the Bruins, yes he was. Shane Knighty. Andrew Ferentz, people liked him. Chara was with the Bruins in 07-08, yep, there he is. Bergeron, this could be a fun team. Axelson, Allen, and then Albert. So that is the Boston Bruins from 07-08. So far, I'm 3 teams in, and I can see myself playing a lot of these guys. Well, a lot of these teams on the channel. All right, let's take a look at what's up next, shall we? And you can hear the washer and dryer behind me. Nothing I can do about that. All right, so let's bend these back a little bit. All right, I think we're good to go. All righty, so our goaltenders for Buffalo, Tebow and Ryan Miller. Yeah, remember Ryan Miller? He Team USA goalie, I think he was, right? And so what else we got going on here for Buffalo? Any more goalies? Nope. So we have Weber, I don't know. Thomas Vanek, I know. Don't know him. Don't know him. Don't know him. Derek Roy. Yeah, I think he played in the minor system with the Worcester Ice Cats. Pominville. Paille. Not too many more Sabres here. A lot of guys named K. Johnson Hecht. I think he was another Ice Cat. Bernier and Afganov. So, that's your Buffalo Sabres right there. Again, this is considered a very modern season for me. I'm the 70s, 80s guy, so when I play something 07, 08, this is like a big deal for me. It really is. So, pretty happy with that. So far, I'm happy with my purchase, if you will. All right, let me get the next team up. Okay. All right, so the next team up, going in alphabetical order, as I get the cards all squared away here. Just trying to straighten them out. And we got the Calgary Flames. So who's in net for Calgary? Curtis McElhinney. Don't know him. Cujo. Curtis Joseph. A pair of Curtis is in the net. Interesting. Now, Calgary was... they made the playoffs, 42-30. So Calgary made the playoffs. They were one and done to San Jose. Well, that could be a fun series to play. San Jose and Calgary. Oh, Kiprusoff's in the net, too. So they got... he only played 2 games, lost in both. So they got Curtis Joseph and Mika Kiprusoff. I wonder why they did so well. Stefan Yell. Wasn't he with Colorado, I want to say? Rhett Warner. Vandermeer, I don't know. Alex Tangway. Yeah, he was with Calgary. They must have made a trade with Colorado. Wayne Primo. Any Primo's good. Dion Phaneuf. Yeah, he was pretty good. He was a left D. Nystrom. Owen Nolan. Wow, these are a lot of the Sharks are on this Flames team, huh? How about that? Owen Nolan. Marcus Nielsen. Not really sure who he is. David Moss. Lombardi. Don't know. Damon Lankow. Heard of him. Oh, Iggy. Jerome McGinley. Right? We've heard of Jerome McGinley. And that's about all the guys really know. Adrian O'Coin. I think he was with the Sabres, you know. And so that is your Calgary Flames from 2007, 2008. I'm kind of getting into the season here. Again, I like my Tony Esposito, my Bobby Orr, but every now and then it's fun to play something a little bit newer. So I got some guys that are still playing or just recently retired. So I'm in the ballpark, right? I'm on the green, right? Okay. So Joe comes by and says, it's almost the same as ASG Golf. Yeah, they're very similar. In fact, I think you could even share the courses, right? The holes. I think Tebow did that, and someone else did that too, where they played, because it's basically just a grid, you know, so you can play whatever rules you want and on the grid. So I know that. I've seen people do that. They notice the rules are a little bit clearer with Apple, but I like ASG for more variety of courses that are compatible. We're going to find out. I'm going to pull mine out, and I'm kind of, what I'm thinking about doing with the Apple Golf is kind of what I did with the Apple Hockey and the Apple Football, is try to play it as close as I can to the basic mode and then just figure out a way to play it, you know, because it was kind of difficult for when I remember. It really was. So, all right, let's see who's, we have Carolina now. So we have John Graham, right? He played with the Bruins. Kim Ward. Oh, so what was Carolina doing in 07, 08? Carolina, second place behind Washington. Did not make the playoffs, though. If you can believe it, 92 points. They did not make the playoffs. So, let's see who we got on this team here. Ray Whitney. He was a Shark, I believe. Glenn Wesley. I always liked Glenn Wesley. He actually lived in the town I grew up in. And he used to rollerblade up the big hills because we lived near some hills, and I heard he was rollerblading up the hills. Nicholas Wallen, Walker, Tannaby, Eric Stahl, yep. Seidenberg, there's another Bruin. Oh, Sergei Samsonov. You got to love Sergei Samsonov. I can't believe he went to Carolina. Oh, man, I got to click on this now. So, Sergei Samsonov, how many games did he play? Sergei played 38 games, and he had 32 points. And, he played a few more seasons, actually. He played a ton of years with Boston. He played 10 years with Boston. Went to Montreal and Edmonton. Wow. That was crazy. Almost 10 years in Boston. And then, so he went Edmonton, Montreal, Chicago, then Carolina, ended up in Florida in 2010, 2011. Wow. Still played 20 games. He was great in Boston. He was so fun on that Bruins team. Yep, Sergei Samsonov. Oh, they don't have his picture here on the hockey database. So Sergei Samsonov will be on the table here. Yeah, with the golf, it is take your time is what you got to do. Brett Hedican, he was a defenseman, right? Yep. I just remember it taking a long time. Rod Brindamore with Carolina. That's kind of neat. And then Keith Aucoin. I think he was another Sabre. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm thinking Sabres. But I will get back to the golf. Again, I'll have some time this summer. A whole bunch of products planned here for the channel. Getting back into some game playing. So looking forward to that. So that was Carolina. So up next, you guys are probably, you know what's coming up next, right? After C, or after CA, we have one of my favorite teams in the league. Maybe not in 07, 08, but definitely back in the days. Ron comes by. Hi, Ron. Just late night here, having some decaf coffee and just opening up my my new app of cards that come in the mail today. Looking forward to heading down to Connecticut and meeting my buddy Mike tomorrow. We're going to plan out D to D, scope it out a little bit more. I got a lot of answers this week. I talked to the manager down there, so I have a pretty good idea what we're looking at. So Chicago now, Corey Crawford, Patrick Lalime, who spent time with Ottawa, right? And Hobby Bullen. Look at that. So Crawford only played a few games. Lalime, what about 30? And then Hobby Bullen the rest of the way. Now, how did Chicago do? Chicago was 88 points. They did not make the playoffs in 07, 08. So let's see who they had here. Don't know him. Wisniewski. Don't know him. Don't know him. Jonathan Toews. Everybody knows him. Sobel, I've heard of. A defenseman, right? Yep. Patrick Sharp. Okay. Brent Seabrook. He was another good defenseman. Yannick Perreault. Robert Lang. Ladd. Duncan Keith. They got some names. Patrick Kane. Ooh, Patrick Kane was on the Chicago team. I wonder how old Patrick Kane was on this team here. Let me go check it out. So Patrick Kane was 19 years old. 19 years old in 07, 08. What did he do, by the way? How did he do at 19 years old? So Patrick Kane, he, at 19 years old, he led the team in scoring with 72 points. How about that? He beat out Sharp, Lang, Toews, Bufflin, Seabrook, and Keith. Yep. Patrick Kane, 19 years old, leading Chicago in points. The stuff you learn, all right? The stuff you learn. Don't know him. Don't know him. Havlat, heard of. Bufflin with Chicago. Rene Bourque, don't know him. And Adams. So that is your Chicago Blackhawks. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a good time. Oh, Barbara, I don't think she's going to be on tonight. She still has no power. Yeah, I saw a message from her that she says she's got no power. So I'm kind of hoping that's not going to be a long situation for her. That'll suck, you know. And I didn't even think we had, I didn't think the weather was that bad to be without power, but could have been wind or something. Maybe it was the bear. My gosh, she posted a picture of a big brown bear going through her trash right outside her house, like right outside her house. Like you could reach out and pat him. I'm like, that's okay. When we saw her last summer, I was like, make sure there's no bears around. Right? Thanks for coming by. And you're going to pick up some Ryder Cup? Yeah. Yep. So, there's my buddy ST. Been having some nice chats with ST here lately in the last couple of weeks. I've struggled with cards and dice ASG golf for a couple of years now. You're right, more courses and golfers by far, but the rules are too sparse to give you directions. It's tough to learn. I would agree with everything you just said there. I was told to get the app of golf because at least they explain a little bit more. So I think I was able to get through a couple of holes in Appa, but it's one of these things I really think with Appa golf, at least for me, I'm going to have to really sit down with it and take it under my wing like I did with the hockey and the football and just try to make it work the best I can because there's fun to be had. I do want a golf game that I can roll, and the 66s are good in the whole bit. And I like the fact that you go on Appa Golf, you go to the chart. It's like, okay, I'm hitting a 5-iron. I mean, I love that each club's got a chart. That's what makes it fun. And then it's you're aiming and you're choosing your club, and did I choose wisely? So that's the fun thing about the Appa Golf. It's just you. And you are making decisions, and you are choosing clubs. And then you got to check the lie in the whole bit. But it does get kind of crazy when you're taking the dog legs. That gets crazy. When you go into the woods, it gets crazy. So it's just something that, it takes a little bit to figure out. Is that the last load of laundry? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. All right. My laundry is pretty much done. All right, so we have Colorado now. So we get Peter Buda in the net, Jose Theodore in the net, and that's it, just the 2 goalies. So let's see who else is on Colorado here. Paul Stastny, I remember. I don't know the Smiths too much. Yeah, Joe Sakic was still with Colorado here in 07-08. How did Colorado do? Colorado second place, went to the playoffs. And Joe Sakic played 44 games at 38 years old. And he played one more season at 39, and he was done. He went 20 years from 88 to 08. That's fun. Now, did I have hang on a second, I'm looking here. Never mind. And bears going through trash can be very really, you made... I should have read it before I posted it. Brad Richardson. Let's see. Anybody else here that sticks out to me? Ian LePerrier, no. Halinka. Milan Hajduk, okay. Peter Forsberg, okay. Okay, how did Forsberg do on this team? Forsberg, did he play a lot of games? No, he only played 9 games. So Peter Forsberg, didn't have a good season because he was hurt. And SG jumps in. Oh, Adam Foote, good defenseman. Andrew Burnett. Yep, okay. So there's Colorado. I think we're all struggling with a definitive way to handle dog legs, Appa and ASG both. Yeah. I mean, I was kind of just... When you read the directions, it's. I haven't played the ASG. I have the computer version, and that still confuses me. But with the app, it's like when you hit it, and then you go to the dog leg. You go like a little here, then a little here, and a little here, and a little, and it's like trying to, because you just don't want to go in a straight line, but at the same time, you're kind of hitting it straight, but it's all about the center line. And the people explaining who are a lot smarter than me, they were saying that it's a video game, and it's a tabletop game. So it's a game. So you have to keep in mind it's not real life. So I think when you keep in mind, and let me come back here for a quick second here. So I think with the golf games, the best thing is when you keep in mind, almost like when you're playing hockey, don't follow it like it's like step for step for step. It's like, here's what's going to happen at the end, and then resolve it. And then when you do that with hockey, it feels better. It feels like, okay, I didn't follow the play. Just here's what's going to happen. So what I'm getting at with golf is you hit it from wherever you hit it, and then you're going from point A to point B. Now along the way, it's going to take a lot of crazy turns. It's going to do a lot of silly things. But the idea is to get that ball to the next point, whether it's point B or point C. So when you're doing all your measurements, and it's not how the ball would travel in real life, but you keeping in mind that you're just trying to figure out, using the dice roll and the charts and all this other stuff, where's that ball going to be? And so don't take it as you're going to follow the path of the ball. You're going to see where it's going to end up. And, so if you're in the rough over here, even if you're off the fairway, they always say bring it back to the center line and hit from there. So, again, you're trying to figure out where the ball's going to go is kind of the deal. And that's don't look at it as the path of the ball. Look at it as when I'm done, this is where the ball's going to end up. So however that path got there, even though I didn't see it, that's where it's going to be. So that's what I was told about Apple Golf. Oh, let's see over here. And Joe says, at least Appa explains it being a little bit better when it being in the trees. Yeah, that's the other thing. Is when you start getting behind trees and stuff like that, it gets confusing as all. It really does. All right, so I got my next team out here. Hang on a sec. All right, so we're going to take a look at our next team. It's a team I hardly ever play, but we're going to take a look at them anyway. AP asks me, what is my opinion of final results hockey versus ultra quick hockey from Downey? I don't know final results hockey. I don't know what game that is. Ultra quick hockey is kind of fun. I like the fact that goalies factor in. You can roll to see which goalie's in the net. You can roll after the game to see who got the goals and assists. You can't really get penalties, I don't think. So I don't know the other game very well at all. At the top of my head, I don't know what final results hockey is. If you're talking about final score hockey from Downey, I've played that one, but the final results hockey, I don't know. Yeah, History Maker Golf, that's the way to go for golf. Although I will say, if you want shot by shot and you want realism, then, APRA and ASG, that's what's going to happen. Because you're going to hit your ball, you're going to figure out where it landed, you're going to roll. What's kind of neat is you roll, when you're in the rough, you roll to see what kind of rough you're in. And it could be, when you get advanced, you could be, you could be above you or below you, so you're hitting at weird angles. So you got to angle that and factor in that. You might be in a tough spot in the rough, so you got to factor in that. So if you want a shot-by-shot game where you're rolling dice for every shot and planning it out accordingly, yeah, the Apple Golf that's what it does. History Maker is fun. You make some decisions, but sometimes, you can roll the dice and just get a par right off the bat, and you don't have the excitement of following the ball, Yeah, Bruins are going to be golfing. Yeah, they're done. I knew them months ago. All right, so Columbus. I'm not a big Columbus fan. I don't even know any of the goalies here. I don't know him. Nope. David Vaborny, I've heard of. Don't know him. So I probably won't be playing a lot of this team. Michael Pekka with Columbus. Interesting. Rick Nash. He was pretty good. Nope. Malhotra, I've heard of. Yeah. Nobody here that's getting me really excited to play Columbus. So Columbus is not a team I play a lot of. I will be playing some Johnny Hockey. I think he's in my other set. So I'll get some Johnny Hockey on here, but for the most part, Yeah, Replay Gamer was doing Inside the Cup the other day. Oh, so you just completely missed that whole Columbus thing, didn't you? That's all right. There's not a lot of guys in Columbus that got me excited. So sorry about that. You missed the Columbus. Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and you missed him here. How about you? All right, so here's my next team. Again, I'm not going to go through the other one tonight. I have a 07. I have 17-18, but I'm just going to do 07-08 tonight. These are the guys I really wanted to play. And, yeah, he was playing Inside the Cup. That was okay. Inside the Cup was okay, I got to say. All right, so we're going to take a look at Dallas now. So Holmquist in the net, Marty Turco in the net. Okay. And then we have Sergei Zubov. Yeah, we've heard of Sergei Zubov. Dallas was, they made the playoffs, 97 points that year. So Dallas did make the playoffs. Let me see here. Brad Richards, Mike Ribeiro, Steve Ott. Brendan Morrow was on the team. Mike Modano, there you go. We got to get some Modano here on the channel, right? Antti Mettinen. One quiz here. Jari Littinen. Anybody else? Louis Erickson. He was pretty decent. Didn't he come to Boston? I think he came to Boston. And then he did nothing in Boston. Stu Barnes. Okay. So Dallas is not terrible. So far, again, this season's really kind of, it's got some names, some people I know, which is what I like. I don't do too modern, but this will be pretty good. All right, let me get this next team out over here. And, okay, so that is the next team. And let me get my cards were a little, looks like they were in there a while, so this must not be a season that sells. So I got to straighten out my cards because they're a little curved. But, yeah, look at that. Now they're almost better now. Once I start playing them on the table, they'll be fine. All right, so we got Detroit. The goalies, we have Howard, Dominic Hasek. He was now this was the championship team, Detroit here. So Detroit, they were 115 in points. They led the league in points, 54 and 21. And yeah, Dominic Hasek, 43 years old, Dominic Hasek. And did he play in the playoffs? Yes, he did. He played 4 games in the playoffs. Osgood and Hasek sharing the load, if you will. So, yep. Hasek and, yep, there's Osgood. Well, they're not in alphabetical order, but we have them both. That's all that matters. So, yeah. So that's going to be kind of fun there. Let's see who's on this championship team. All right, let's see who's on this championship team. So we have Zetterberg, Brad Stewart, Rafalski, don't know Meach, Maltby, heard of, Nicholas Lidstrom, Cronwall, don't know a lot of these guys. Wow, I don't, Filippola, wow, Draper, Drake, Aaron Downey, Datsuk, Cleary, and Chelios. Wow, I don't know a lot of these guys. I thought I would have been like, oh, I'm going to play the Stanley Cup. It's like Datsuk, Zetterberg, Lindstrom, Rafalski. And after that, it gets pretty thin as far as guys I know. Chelios. I mean, the goalies are neat. But yeah, wow, I'm surprised how many people on this list I do not know. That was weird. That was weird. So there's Detroit. Don't know much about Detroit. But yeah, Chelios was fun to watch, you know. All right, now the next team coming up. All righty, so our next team. How did the next team do that I'm going to look at? The next team was 41 and 35, 88 points. Missed the playoffs in 07-08. So let's see who we have here. All right, so we have in net, we have Dwayne Rollison, Matthew Garon, and that's it. So we have 2 goalies, Rollison, who played with the Worcester Ice Cats, and Matthew Garon. And we have Rafi Torres. Steve Staios was another Worcester Ice Cat. He ended up being the captain of the Ice Cats. I think he was the captain of Edmonton at one point. Stevie Staios. Sheldon Surrey. Joff Sanderson, he was really fast. Matthew Rourke, Marty Reisner, another Worcester Ice Cat. So it's going to be fun playing some Ice Cats. Anybody else here that I know? Not really. Not really. Well, so I can play some Worcester Ice Cats, and that'll be the fun I'll have with this team. Datsuk is one of the best two-way players, you think, huh? It could be. It could be. All right, so let me go through my next team. I'll just continue going through these teams and have some fun with them, right? Right. All right. So, all right, here's the next team. Can't stand this team. Even back then, could not stand this team. How did they do before I unveil them? They were just over 500. Did not make the playoffs. Good. Good. So we have Florida. Anderson in the net. Thomas Vokoun in the net, too. And so we had Zednik. Joseph Stumple. Oh, I used to love Stumple. He had the best name. Joseph Stumple. Played with the Bruins. So far, he's the only reason I want to play this team. Steve Montador doesn't get me too excited. Olli Jokinen. Nathan Horton. Oh, another Bruin. Radek Dvorak. Bowmeister. Wade Belak. Yeah. Not too crazy about this Florida team, to be quite honest with you. So, yeah, it is. I was a Stumple guy. I was a Stumple guy. Alrighty, so now we can bring in this team here. Oh, I got a lot of goalies, and I got to bring in my stray guy too. I don't know how this guy ended up out of the mix, but I have him, so that's good. So we're going to take a look at Los Angeles in 07-08, and Los Angeles was in last place, 71 points, worst team in the league, tied with the Tampa Bay Lightning for the worst team in the league. So let's see why they were the worst team in the league. Bernier in the net, Cloutier in the net. Never liked him. He played with Springfield in the AHL. Couldn't stand him. And Erzberg, don't know him. So let's see who's on this team here. Oh, another goalie, LaBarbera. So they had 4 goalies. Interesting. Don't know him. Scott Thornton. I don't know anybody. Kopitar. Was that the Kopitar that I'm thinking of? Yeah, so far I don't know a single guy. Michael Handzus, another Ice Cat. This is kind of fun here because 07-08, I was season ticket holder from, 95 to 05. And then, did they keep it going? After that, I don't know. I stopped going in 05, and then I think they folded the next year. But I still recognize some of the guys here. Yeah, he's the only guy I know. Camilleri I know. Brown and Boyle maybe. Oh, Rob Blake, he was still with the team. Derek Armstrong, another Worcester Ice Cat. So a lot of Ice Cats. A lot of Ice Cats on this Los Angeles team. So I should have an Ice Cat reunion game, right? All right, so there's LA. Only got a few more teams to go. Hope you're having fun. I'm up late night tonight here. Again, all I got to do is a couple things in the morning, and I'm on the road again. Down to Connecticut. So I can actually sleep in the morning. All right, so here's another team here. Let's see how this team did. They were first place. First place, this team. And they got bounced in the first round of the playoffs by Colorado. So who is it? Who is this mystery team that won the division and then lost? It is Minnesota. Harding, don't know him. Nicholas Backstrom, yep, goalie. All right, Wes Walsh. Unfortunately, I think he passed away. He was a Bruin. And I don't know if it was a plane crash. No, he had a heart attack playing in Europe, I think it was. Don't know him. Chris Simon, never liked him. Brian Rolston with Minnesota. Reykjavik. Koivu. Yeah, I'm not no. Marian Gaborik. Pavel Dimitra. There's a few guys. But for the most part, a lot of unknowns for me. Again, that's why I play the older seasons, because I can go through and pretty much know everybody. But on these new teams, don't know them. But there's still enough fun in this set, I will say. Alrighty, now here are the bad guys now. Here are the bad guys. How did the bad guys do? They won the division, 104 points, and bowed out in the second round of Philadelphia, this team right here. So they were a decent team. So let's see who's on this decent team. All right, that team is Montreal. So who are the goalies? Halak. Oh, no wonder why. Carey Price. Yep. No wonder why. So, Street. Brian Smolinski. I remember Smoke when he was playing with Boston. Michael Ryder, another Boston guy. Plekanec. Markov. Don't know. Maxim Leperrier. Alex Kovalov. Boy, they got a couple of Russian guys here. Komisarek. Sacco Koivu was good. Higgins was good. Roman Hamrlik. Grabowski. Dandino. Patrice Brisebois. So that's Montreal. Got a couple guys I know. Yeah, I could always put the Ice Cats on one team and play them. I suppose that might be kind of fun, right? Here's another team I just never play. Just totally disinterested in this particular team. Alrighty. And I shouldn't be, but I am. I'm just never been a fan of this team. My buddy lives down there. Second place, 91 points, made the playoffs, lost in the first round to Detroit. All right, that's how this team is. So I just kind of flex them out a little bit. There we go. That's Nashville. So they have, that's New Jersey. They're coming up next. So Nashville is Chris Mason in the net. He was decent. I don't know this Ellis guy. Zidlicki, maybe. Nope. Shea Weber. Yeah, I know him. Jordan Tutu. Ryan Suter. Rich Peverly, another Bruin. Legwan, I heard of. Martin Jelena. Radek Bonk. Jason Arnott. There's a few guys I've heard of, but they're chances of them hitting the table are pretty slim. It's just not a big fan of Nashville. Just not my thing. Not a big Nashville. The Southern teams don't really do it for me. All right, I'm gonna skip New Jersey. All right, I'm gonna skip New Jersey. I don't have any New Jersey fans in the chat, so no sense doing New Jersey, right? All right, we'll do New Jersey. Kevin Weeks in New Jersey. Martin Brodeur, come on. Yeah, we'll be getting some Brodeur on the channel. Zubris, Zajac. Isn't that Pat Zajac? Oh, did you hear the guy died today that did, was it Wink Martindale? We had a game show host died today. It's kind of sad. Bryce Salvador, another Worcester Ice Cat. I don't know these guys. Zach Parisi. I think that was J.P. Parisi's son, right? Jade Pandolfo. Johnny Oduya. Mateau. My favorite Martin. John Madden. I remember John Madden, yeah. Jamie Langenbrunner. Brian Giunta. Patrick Elias. And that's what we got. So there's your New Jersey Devils. Oh, we got a Pittsburgh Penguins, in the chat. They're coming up. I'm, ripping through this 07-08 season here. I won't be doing anything but 17-18 tonight. And probably not much. I just wanted to play the Capitals in Ovi. All right, so this next team was pretty bad. They were the last place in their division, did not make the playoffs, and they were the fourth or fifth worst team in the league. So let's find out why they were so bad, okay? So we're talking about the New York Islanders, okay? So Dublovich in the net, never heard of him. DiPietro, still under contract, I think, right? He's under contract for the next 67 years. Brendan Witt. Tambellini, maybe. Sillinger. Miroslav Shatan. I think it was Shatan they called it. Poso, maybe heard of. Yeah. Not really. Not really. Nope. Nope. Billy Guerin. Yeah. Well, he has a team that'll never make the table, so you buy the whole season, right? You get the good and the bad, and this is the bad, and this is one of the bad teams I really just don't care about. So I'm like, yeah. I like to play bad teams, but if I don't know anybody or if I had no connection to the team, then it's gonna be, we'll see you. All right. This is interesting. All right, so there's a team coming up here. Not a lot of cards in this team. I'm kind of concerned. I'm kind of thinking that there's not a lot of cards in this team. This is the Rangers. So, Valaket is a goalie. Lundqvist is a goalie. Okay, how'd the Rangers do, by the way? The Rangers were in the playoffs, 97 points. They were in the playoffs. And then, don't know him. Jason Strudwick, another Ice Cat. Straka. Stahl. Don't know him. Brendan Shanahan with the Rangers. Okay. Colton Orr. Marek Malik. They called him Big Bird. He played in Springfield. Yager. There we go. Yammer Yager. Okay, let's take a look here. We're going to get some Yager on the channel with the Rangers. Yeah. Oh, he 35 years old. He led the team in points. Imagine that. Yammer Yager. And they got to the second round. They beat the Devils, and then they lost to the Penguins. For those of you scoring at home. Scott Gomez was on this team. Chris Drury. And that, I feel like I'm missing some of these guys here. Why does it feel like I'm missing guys? Did I have, I had Gomez, Drury, Shanahan, Straka, right? Did I have Shanahan and Straka? Yeah, Straka, Shanahan. Okay. Yeah, no, I guess I got the guys. Strudwick, yep, Ice Cat. And then the goalies, Lundqvist and Valaket, only two goalies. Yeah, okay. All right, so here's your New York Rangers, if you will. So that's that. Now here's a team that made the playoffs. I've had this team on the channel a couple of times. I'm not sure why. Again, I like the obscure teams. So this is kind of obscure. This team finished in second place in their division, 94 points, went to the playoffs, and proceeded to lose to the Penguins in 4 straight. That could be a fun game to play. Let's see who's on this team. All right, let's see who's on this team and see if I want to have the Penguins obliterate them. This is the Ottawa Senators. Ray Emery is one of your goalies. Martin Gerber. All right, so they had Volchenkov, Antoine Vermette, Corey Stillman, Jason Spezza. So far, I've heard some of these guys. Randy Robitaille. He was okay. Luke Richardson was good, too. Flyer, right? Wade Redden. All right, I've heard of some of these guys. Chris Neal, I've heard of. Martin Lapointe. Oh, my gosh. He came to Boston. When they finally opened up the pocketbook in Boston, they brought him in. He's like a third-line guy in Detroit, gave him $5 million, the highest-paid Bruin next to Bork, and he was terrible. Kelly, I've heard of. Danny Heatley on Ottawa. Okay. Nick Foligno, heard of him. Mike Commodore and Daniel Alfredson. That's not a bad little squad. We might see some Ottawa Senators here, right? We might see some Senators. Right? As long as I don't filibuster, we're going to put some Senators here on the channel. And if you notice, you see how dirty this gets? These cards, my mat is covered in white specks. Because they're all the cards that kind of go everywhere. All right, so let's do a couple of more teams here, then we'll wrap this up for tonight. I appreciate everybody coming by. It is really late here on the East Coast, but again, I'm on vacation starting now. Well, I still got some work in the morning, but then I'm going to be on vacation, be down in Connecticut checking it out. I thought, who died then? There was a Bruin player that had a heart attack. Was it Freddie Knipscher or something like that? I thought Wes Walz passed away, Chris. If he didn't, I apologize to Wes Walz. But there was a Bruin that was a fast player that was playing overseas and had a heart attack and died. And I'm trying to remember who it was. Now you got me. Now you got me messed up here. I thought it was Wes Walz. But if he's not, then good for him. So we have the Philadelphia Flyers here. We have Niittymaki in the net and B-Ron in the net. And who we got here? R.J. Umberger. Kimmo Timonen. Don't know any of these guys. Mike Richards, maybe. Prospel, maybe. Joffrey Lupul, maybe. Mike Knubel. Darian Hatcher, I've heard of him. Hartnell, Gagne, Roy Fitzpatrick, another defenseman for the Ice Cats. James Dowd, and Carter and Briere. So, how'd the Flyers do, by the way, that year? The Flyers, third place in the division, fourth place in the division, still made the playoffs. Interesting. Now it's driving me nuts who passed away. All right, so there's Philadelphia. Oh, here's another team I can't stand. All right, now this team, how did they do this year? This team, yep, near the bottom, just above the Kings, did not make the playoffs. Who was the Bruin player that passed away? I thought it was Wes Walz. No. All right, so we have Phoenix now. Telquist in the net. Brizgalov in the net. And then we have Zigomanis, Michael York, Keith Yandel. Yeah, I don't know a lot of these guys. Jovanovski. He's about the only guy I know on the team. Shane Doan. So they had a couple of defensemen here, but not much else. So there is your Phoenix Jets or whatever they were. It's bugging me who that Bruin is now. I thought for sure it was Wes Walz. It was a fast guy, really fast skater. And I don't know if he had a heart attack playing hockey or just after hockey, but it was somebody very, very similar to that. Okay, so. All right, so what do we have here now? So we have, right now, in my hand, we have the runners-up. They were second best team in the East, and they went all the way to the finals and lost to Detroit, and that would be your Pittsburgh Penguins. So we have Sabrin, one of the goalies, Ty Conklin, the other goalie, and yeah, Fleury. Fleury's going to be here. All right, so we have Marc-Andre Fleury playing his last season today, in modern day. No, it wasn't Jimmy Hayes. There was someone for the Bruins that I thought played with Minnesota too. Yeah, no, it's not Jimmy Hayes. This is probably about 10 years ago, maybe more. And I thought he was like overseas playing in one of the European leagues, and he died. So Ryan Whitney, Talbot, Sikora, Sador, Stahl, Scuderi, Route 2, Roberts, Orpik, Menard, Malone, Malkin's on his team, Letang, Kennedy, Marion Hossa, Sergei Guncha. We called him Guncha. Hal Gill was on Pittsburgh, huh? Mark Eaton, Dupuis. There's Sid the Kid. And Chris Beach is our last one. So that is the Penguins. I'll have to look up that Bruin, who it was. All right, so what do we have here? All right, just a couple of teams left. And then we'll get to the guys that I really wanted to. So let me go back to the Bruins here. Yeah, it's kind of bugging me now that I got that wrong. I thought it was him. Very fast skater for the Bruins. I'm looking at the rosters here real quick. I just don't see him. Yeah. He was a decent player too. Yeah, I'm just not. It's not really. I'm going back to 06 now. I'm not seeing him. I'll give him. Oh, hang on a sec. 03, 04. No, I'm just not seeing who this is. Oh, Sergei Zoltov. Maybe that's who it is. Maybe that's who it was. Sergei Zoltok. Yeah, okay, yeah, it was Sergei Zoltok, not Wes Walz. He played with the Bruins for a couple of years in the early 90s. Went to Nashville. Yeah, he passed away in 2004. Okay, so it was Sergei Zoltok. A very similar player to Walz. That's why I got him mixed up. That was my bad. My bad. Okay, so that's who it was. Sergei Zoltok, you know. I did not know that Blaine Locker died. Although now that you bring it up, maybe I did see that on Facebook. Yeah, I know he was he came here and he like we were all excited because he left what was the name of the Lakers or something like that, and he came here and he was terrible. It's like right when they opened the new Garden up, we had a new rink, new goalie, new jerseys, and he was bad. He just had a bad outing. All right, St. Louis, Toivonen. Manny Legacy was St. Louis. That's interesting. All right, who else was with St. Louis? Anybody? Now, how did St. Louis do in 07-08? St. Louis was terrible, last in their division. Let's see. They still had Keith Tkachuk, Stepniak, Jan Stastny, Rosinski, Jamal Myers. That's another Ice Cat. Paul Correa was on St. Louis, huh? Well, 3 Johnsons on the team. Barrett Jackman, another Ice Cat. Dan Heino, Eric Brewer, Brad Boyce, and David Backus. David Backus came to Boston, and he wasn't that good. Yeah, it was Sergei Zoltok. That's the guy who passed away. Okay, so now we have not a team of mine that I used to like a lot. And this team won the division and went out in the second round against Dallas. Okay, yeah, he was playing in the Russian league. Sergei Zoltak. Yep. All righty, so it is the San Jose Sharks. Boucher in the net with Nabokov. On the D, Vlasic. Joe Thornton. Love Joe Thornton. Oh, we're going to get Joe Thornton here. Shelley. Sitaguchi. Alex Semenov. JR. Jeremy Roenick. Oh, we are so going to be playing 07-08 San Jose Sharks. We're so going to be playing these guys. It's not even going to be funny. Greg Reve. Joe Pavelski. Yep. Sandis Ojelinch. Kyle McLaren. Oh, yeah, we're playing this. Patrick Marleau. Mike Greer. Oh, yeah, we're going to be playing some of these guys. Christian Ehrhoff. Jonathan Chichu. Are you kidding me? This team is loaded with guys I know. Yeah, we're going to have fun with San Jose. Do you know the way to San Jose? They're going to make it on the table. I know that. All right, San Jose is on the table. All righty. Can't wait to play some San Jose, if you will. All right, who we got left here? Oh, getting pretty close. All righty, so we have another team I can't stand. And they were, good. They were last place. Good. They stink, you know. It was in the Belarusian League. Okay, yeah. I knew it was overseas, and when he passed, I was like, man, that's the guy who used to play with the Bruins and the Wild. And the West Walls, I think, played with the Wild, too. That's why I got them mixed up. Again, no, that was not done out of any malice. All right, Tampa Bay, Mark Denis in the net. Ramo in the net, and Mike Smith. 15 and 19. Wow, he's a big boy, too. So let's see who we have here. Anybody I might know. Martin St. Louis. I think Andre Roy, I think he was another Ice Cat. Nothing. Brad Lukowich I've heard of. Vinny LeCavier. Yep. Philip Kuba. That's about it. Yeah. Wasn't he like 6'6" or 6'7"? I think he was. And he was a big boy. All righty. All right, only got 3 teams to go here. All right. Dan Boyle, yeah, he was on there. Sorry, I'm at the end. All right, so this team was finished last in their division. They were terrible. And it's Toronto. Andrew Raycroft. I didn't know Razor played with Toronto. Toskala. Wozniewski, I don't know. Williams, I don't know. Nope. Darcy Tucker, I've heard of. Matt Sundin with Toronto, huh? Stajan. Brian McKay was a good defenseman. Pavel Kabina was all right. Cronwall was okay. Thomas Caberlet. Yeah, not too many other good guys here. Bates Battaglia. And yeah, nothing going on with Toronto, so I don't think we'll see this team. San Jose, though, with Chichu and Thornton and Marleau, that's gonna be on the channel for sure. All righty, so here we go. 2 teams left. I'm going to save the best for last, at least my best for last. Here's another last place team, Vancouver. Sanford and Luongo in the net. So they were only a few years away from going to the Cup. Daniel Sedin and Hedrick Sedin. Well, there's a reason to play, right? Sammy Salo. Marcus Naslin. Brendan Morrison. They got some names in his team. Trevor Linden. Kessler. Brad Isbister. There's some guys I've heard of here. And I'm not sure they'll make the channel, but there's some guys I heard. Alrighty, so we're going to go now to the final team, and the reason why I bought this set. Alrighty. The reason why I bought this set, so I could play Ovechkin. It's Washington. Let's see who's on Washington. Now, how did they do? Washington won the division and got bounced in the first round by Philadelphia, 4-3. So they had Brent Johnson in the net, another Ice Cat. That's what's fun about playing the seasons here in 07-08. There's a lot of guys that I saw in the minors play, and so it's going to be fun. I should probably look at getting some of the 02s, 03s. That's when Worcester was getting pretty good. Who else is in the net? Oh, this guy named Kolzig, right? So Johnson only played 16, 17 games. Kolzig in the Nick. And also Cristobal Huet. Decent goalies. So Steckel, don't know. Alexander Semin, heard of? Nope. Tim Pody, heard of him. And there's Ovi. Oh my gosh, look at this card. Look at this. 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 4, 3. I think he led the league in scoring. I think that's why I got this season. Yeah, Ovechkin, 112 points. Oh, that's going to be fun. Look at this. Is like one of the best cards I've ever seen. It really is. Look at that. Look at all the ones. There's just single digits everywhere. A couple of penalties here maybe, but it's all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s and 6s. They got a stray 14 over here. Wow. That's one of the best cards I've ever seen. It is. Isn't this nuts? Look at this. I mean, everything's a shot on. How many shots did he take? All right, let's go. Let's take a look at the Capitals. So Ovechkin, 112 points, 65 goals. He took a league-leading 446 shots. 446 shots. So, yeah, he's going to be shooting on every play. And his shot percentage was 14.6. Not the best in the team, but still up there for a guy that took that many shots. Wow. Just no. That's awesome. Michael Nylander. Shane Morrison. Brooks Leach. I just played him on my shootout game, and I couldn't figure out his name. Victor Kozlov. Josina. Mike Green, defenseman. Thomas Fleischman. Sergei Fedorov was on the team. How did Sergei Fedorov do? Sergei Fedorov, not that good. Sergei Fedorov. Oh, he only played 18 games. 2 goals, 11 assists. It'd still be fun to get him out there on the channel, though. Erskine. Again, I'm recognizing some of these names. Matt Cook, defenseman, right? No, left wing. A lot of penalties for. Yeah, look at all the 34s he's got. Yeah, he's got a lot of penalties. Donald Brashear got some 35, so he's got some fights. Matt Bradley, Nicholas Backstrom, and that is that. So yeah, I've never seen a car like that, Joe. Me neither. I mean, I have to really take a look at. I guess when you look at the top scorers, you know, you're gonna see crazy stuff like that. But yeah, that's nuts. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun set. Gonna be a fun set. All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I do need to get to bed at some point tonight because I do need to get up and get on the road tomorrow. Cook played for the Wild at the end of his career. He was an antagonist. Okay, yeah, I remember he was like, was it Pittsburgh he played with and he had all these problems? Matt Cook? Yeah, there was somebody like that did some crazy things. So anyway, all right. So I'm hoping to talk to you guys tomorrow night or Thursday at some point. I'm going to try to broadcast from the hotel, so right from the room. That's what I asked if I could do, and they said yeah. So if all goes well, maybe Mike and I will be broadcasting a little pre-Digital to DiceCon from the room. We'll show you the room. and we'll do some talking. Maybe we'll go over a few more things that we had as far as plans go and setting things up or whatever. But hopefully we'll have a better idea tomorrow night and Thursday after we get down. We meet, we look at the place, plan it out, and we'll report back to you guys. So that is that. Well, thanks for coming by. This is the 2007-2008 Apple Hockey set that I got. I also have 17-18. Maybe I'll do that when I get back. I'm not so much excited about that one. That's one I just wanted to play Ovi winning the cup, have him play Vegas and see how that goes. And there's a couple other guys I wanted to look at in that season as well. But for the most part, 07-08 was the big one. But when I order Apple, I always get 2 seasons because it just makes sense with the shipping. Because if you order one, you're in the shipping for $15 or $20, and sometimes when you get a second set, the shipping it's the same price as one. So 27 and 18, that's when they went to the 4 divisions. Holy cow, there were a ton of teams in 2017, 2018. And if I look at McDavid, 108 points. So we'll take a look at that, I guess. So we'll look at the McDavid card, the Malkin card. He had 98. Kucherov for Tampa Bay had 100 points. Giroux for Philadelphia, 102. Taylor Hall with New Jersey. So there's some people here. Crosby, 89. Ovechkin only 87 points that year, but that's the year he won the cup. So we'll take a look at 2017-18 at some point. The convention is in Connecticut next month. It's the May 17th and 18th. Well, we're going to be there 16 through 18, but officially it's Saturday and Sunday in May in a city called Preston, Connecticut, which is right outside of Foxwoods Casino, right across the street. So come down, you can hang out, go to the casino at night or during the day or the day before, the day after, whatever you want to do. And there's Mystic, Connecticut, not that far away either. So, yeah, we try to find a place that people could come down and do something else besides hang with us, if they wanted to. And there's plenty of hotels down that way, too. So you don't really have to stay at the hotel that we're at. But anyway, so that is that. So I'm hoping to be broadcasting tomorrow at some point down there. If we can get a good connection, we'll see how it goes. We better have a good connection because if we don't, we're not going to be back next year, that's for sure. So anyway, thanks for tuning in as I did a little very late night unboxing. And we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.